Hello, it's nice to meet you all, but welcome to my first video on YouTube. So, yeah, it's my first video, so if anything goes wrong, just blame that. I saw a lot of people doing Yandere Simulator redesigns. I think I've watched like every one. So I wanted to give my try at it. They're not perfect, I'll warn you, but I think they turned out okay. So I hope you stick around and look at them all at least. I just wanted to add real quick that I don't support Yandere Dev or the game. I just wanted to like do a fun art thing that I saw other people doing. So first we're gonna start off with Taro Yamada or Senpai. And the thing is that a lot of people I complain that like he's like unlikable or like it doesn't make sense that a bunch of girls that are seemingly like someone like Megami or that are like seemingly perfect fall in love with him. And I agree, but I kind of wanted to keep like a little bit of the losery charm he has. He's more explicitly a loser than in the game, where he's just supposed to be like, oh, he's actually cool. Cause like, I don't know, I think Yandere Dev wanted to like be him or something. I don't know. And I don't remember his personality. So I kind of made it up a little bit. So I know a lot of people that I see do like this thing where they make Senpai like perfect. Like he's like the leader of the sports team and he's like the most popular guy in school. Like it's not bad. Like I'm not saying it's bad, but I don't know. I didn't want to do that because part of me feels like my Ayano would not fall in love with that kind of guy. She would think a guy like that is a little annoying. Probably not fall in love with him despite his perfectness. I think she would like someone who like has visible flaws, like Senpai, the Senpai. And I changed his hair. Mostly that's like the biggest change. His hair, because I thought the original was like kind of ugly and like flat. So for his clothes, I made it more messy, like unbuckle, like not keeping the shirt in and making the pants a bit looser. Because in the game, I vaguely remember like one of the things he did was like sleep in, like at school, or like sleep in from like at home and was like late to class. So I kind of wanted to like keep that, or like not keep it, but exaggerate it, because it's like vaguely mentioned. And yeah, the thing I wanted to add, this is stupid, but I wanted him. I put it in my notes, Deku charm, like the way girls love Deku. I think he'd have that like sweet, like oh he's so like cinnamon bun roll. I don't know what they say, but yeah, like that. And also, the last thing is that well, Ayano's color is red. Is that he's gonna be blue themed while she's red themed, just to contrast them a bit. One last thing I wanted to mention is that I made designs for an option to change the player and Senpai's gender. This is gonna be like the design for a female Senpai, and I'll show the design for a male Yandere-Chan later when we get to her section. And there's nothing much to say here about the design, just that I exaggerated the little swirl on the right of his head. This like little curve that curves inwards. And then I gave her white socks. You don't see it yet, but I gave her white socks instead of black ones that Ayano has and made them a bit shorter, just to give her a more cutesy look. And that's it. I like her. She's cute. One last thing I wanted to add is that the rivals themselves won't be getting gender bent designs anytime soon. Just because that's a lot of work. and maybe I'll do it later once all the rivals are like done, and maybe some side characters. It's not a priority right now. Sorry. So this is what I'm gonna call the lore section, where I just explain like the backstories of the characters. They're gonna be kind of lengthy, I'm warning you. So we're gonna start with Taro. Taro is half American and half Japanese, and after being in America for all of last year and doing school virtually, he is back in Japan for his third year. After giving up his spot as a photography club president to someone else last year, he is given the role back this year, letting him talk to club leaders and students of all different types. He is quite a popular guy, even though when he was gone, he was mainly talked about by other third years, so Ayano had never known he was a student at the school. This popularity came from his good looks. Even with his unkempt hair and uniform, some people just think it made him more attractive. He is also very kind and always able to say the right thing to comfort someone. Taro has been in quite a few relationships and has even more admirers. Despite this, he has never asked someone out, as it was always the other person to be the one to approach him. But he is quick to end a relationship if he doesn't feel like he belongs. The reason Taro is so open for relationships is because of his love of romance novels, as one of the genres he truly appreciates, mystery being another. That may be why he is so good at knowing what someone is thinking. When he meets Ayano, he is able to sense a deep sorrow in her, and another deeper feeling as well, but isn't able to pinpoint it. He feels empathetic towards Ayano's sadness, so he talks to her when he isn't busy with the club and in class to try to make her feel better. So now we get to the main character, Yandere-Chan, or Ayano Aishi. So I'm going to warn you now, nothing major has changed here because she's like such an iconic character, even though she's really boring. So I kept that, kind of. And I kept her personality mostly the same, but we'll get to that later. The main thing I changed was the uniform, because like with Senpai, it just was a middle school uniform and it looked a little boring. That was the main reason, honestly. I didn't even hate that it was a middle school uniform. Besides like the sexualization of it, that's kind of weird. But no, well, it's really weird. I don't know, I said kind of. I did like the idea of her hair being down, but again, like the hair up, like the black ponytail was so iconic that I kind of had to leave it, to be honest. But I think if she did like her out of town look, would probably have her hair down, and I'll probably show that here, like a sketch that I did, if I remember to do it. So the coloring didn't take that long, so that's why it's really short here. But for her socks, they're gonna be normally black, but you can change them later instead of like changing her underwear, which is gross. You can change your socks to have different stats. Like if you wear like, I don't know, cuter ones than black, you get like more reputation or something like that. I'm not really gonna go into the gameplay that much because I haven't really played the game. Is that bad to admit? So yeah, I haven't played the game that much. But I wanted like her main colors to be like red and black, because Senpai's is like blue, and I didn't correlate this till after I designed her, but I really like her ribbon on her shirt, because I want her now to have like a red string of fate motif thing. If you don't, I'll pull up the definition, but not the legend, I guess. But I'll pull that up later, or not later, right now. And I'll show that. But the gist is like, it's like your soulmate that you're tied to by a red string, and I think she's really into this idea, and that I didn't want to give her a red ribbon in her hair because I saw a lot of designs do that, and maybe I should have. It wasn't like the worst idea, but I didn't think of this till after I designed her. Well, I didn't really design her. She looks the same. but that's okay. And there's one last thing I want to mention. And that is that here is the design for male Yandere-Chan, aka Yandere-kun. And he's like the same. This whole speed drawing thing is just me struggling with his hair because I looked up like 50,000 million references on Pinterest to try to make him like, not to say, how do I put this? So he kind of needs to have that like charm, like that. I don't want to say like sexy, but like the kind of charm that like 14-year-old girls freak out about. Like I want him to be like that guy that like a random weird girl says like wants to be her stalker. Like, is that toxic? Yeah, but I love it. And yeah, so I try to make his hair look like, I wanted his hair to originally look like Ivan from Alien Stage, but that didn't really work out, so I scrapped it. Just imagine it does, I guess. I made his outfit more proper than Taro because he's like a good boy, and like Taro, who's like like lazy a little bit. I give him black pants instead of blue because his whole thing is red and black, like Ayano. And that's it, basically. There's nothing else interesting. Ayano was a pretty average schoolgirl. She got almost perfect grades as she showed no interest in extracurricular activities. She lived an empty life, but lived for one reason. Ayano's mom, Ryoba, knew the feeling Ayano felt and promised her as a child that one day she would find her soulmate, and that person will show her a new life. Ryoba then scolded her daughter for not joining any clubs her entire first year of high school, and that would have to change her second year of high school. Ayano wasn't excited at the idea, but her mom has taught her so much, and she knew that she had to find the soulmate her mom talked so fondly about. But for years, there was no one that sparked. As per her mother's request, when the second year started, Ayano joined a club, the photography club, as she liked scenic locations. For the first week of school, nothing special had happened, when one day a boy comes to the school and joins the photography clubs as well. His smile made Ayano's heart beat faster, but she didn't believe this was the guy of her dreams. The next day, as the two happened to head to the same spot to eat, Ayano's heart kept beating so fast on the walk to the lonely cherry blossom tree, when suddenly he pulls out a camera to his face and smiles. "Can I take a photo of you? The cherry blossoms look so much more vibrant with you here." Ayano looked at the cherry blossoms. He was right. They were vibrant and beautiful. She remembered the rumor that love begins at this tree and that has been around for decades. That's when she finally looked back at him with his glowing smile and finally knew what she felt was real, and that this boy was the answer she had been looking for her whole life. She looks into the camera and smiles genuinely for the first time. 1 week passes as the two enjoy lunch under the tree. She can't bring herself to say much, but she knows her life is perfect now. When one day Taro tells Ayano that he's going to have lunch on the rooftop with a friend, but she's welcome to join. She declines, but secretly follows him to the rooftop. When she sees Taro and a loud but cute girl who seems so close, too close for Ayano, she kept putting her hands on him, her senpai. Just as much as Taro made her feel happiness, he can make her feel rage as well. Ayano had to do something to break them apart, but what? That's when she receives a mysterious text from a person by the name of Info-san. But you'll have to find out about that Info-san next time. But for now, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe, and maybe I'll see you later.